There's a device on the wall in millions of American homes that contains enough mercury to contaminate a 20-acre lake. Most families have no idea it's there, and some of them have young children sleeping just a few feet away. And that's just what's sitting on your wall. Mercury has been hiding in plain sight for centuries. It didn't earn the title of one of the most dangerous toxins on Earth by accident. So what makes it so deadly? Let's find out right here on Simple Why. Most poisons announce themselves. Mercury does not. It is not corrosive like acid. It does not burn through skin on contact. It does not smell. It does not trigger any immediate pain or warning signal whatsoever. In fact, if you touched liquid mercury with your bare hand right now, you would feel almost nothing at all. But it enters quietly, moves slowly, and by the time your body realizes something is wrong, it has already reached the one place that is deep inside your nervous system. History showed us this over and over again, and we kept missing it. Mercury comes from a bright red mineral called cinnabar. Early civilizations ground it into a vivid pigment known as vermilion, used in paintings, religious ceremonies, and applied directly onto skin. Nobody got sick right away, so nobody worried. Ancient Chinese, Greek, and Roman societies believed that drinking mercury could extend life because they thought it held divine energy. Centuries later, American doctors prescribed a mercury compound called calomel for syphilis, yellow fever, and teething pain in babies. And there's another story about mercury, which dates back to the 18th and 19th centuries. Hat makers used mercury nitrate to soften animal fur when making felt hats. They breathed in the vapor every single day. Over time, many developed tremors, hallucinations, and bizarre behavior. That is the real origin of the phrase "mad as a hatter," and the inspiration behind the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland. So if history kept giving us the same warning, why did it take so long to listen? It starts when you touch liquid mercury. Nothing happens right away. That deceptive calm is exactly what fooled people for centuries. The real danger comes in three forms that you can't see, smell, or feel. First, mercury vapor. Invisible, odorless, and absorbed directly through your lungs with every breath. Second, inorganic mercury compounds. Water-soluble and absorbed through digestion, often without any obvious symptoms at first. Third, and most dangerous, organic compounds like methylmercury and dimethylmercury, capable of passing straight through your skin in a matter of seconds. All three share one terrifying trait. By the time your body shows signs of damage, it is usually too late to stop it. So what does mercury actually do once it gets inside you? Think of your brain like a sponge made of fat. Mercury loves fat, so it goes straight there. The human brain is about 60% fat. The myelin sheath, the protective layer around your nerve fibers, is also about 60% fat. Mercury binds to these tissues and quietly builds up over time. As it accumulates, it destroys nerve cells from the inside. The results are devastating: loss of balance, narrowing vision, fading hearing, and a gradual loss of control over your own body. And because symptoms take months to appear, by the time a doctor figures it out, the damage is often impossible to reverse. In 1997, chemistry professor Karen Wetterhahn at Dartmouth College accidentally spilled just 2 drops of dimethylmercury on her gloved hand. No pain, no sensation at all. She cleaned up and moved on. 5 months later, her vision closed in. Sounds faded, then disappeared completely. She fell into a coma. Her blood mercury levels were 4,000 times above normal. Doctors tried chelation therapy to pull mercury from her blood, but not enough. The mercury had already moved deep into her nerve tissue, beyond any treatment's reach. In her final days, she used her experience to warn the scientific community. Working with dimethylmercury now requires 2 layers of specialized gloves because of her. Mercury also spreads far beyond the lab through a process called biomagnification. Small fish absorb it from water. Larger fish eat the smaller ones and accumulate even more. By the time you reach tuna or swordfish, mercury levels can be strikingly high and completely invisible on your plate. Mercury is not just a problem for scientists. It has been hiding in everyday places, possibly including your own home. Millions of American homes still have that classic round Honeywell thermostat on the wall. Many of them contain a small amount of mercury inside. Most homeowners have no idea. Those energy-saving CFL bulbs also contain mercury vapor. Throwing one in the regular trash means releasing a toxic substance into a landfill. Here is one that surprises almost everyone. Mercury is completely banned from all aircraft, in any amount. A single drop on an airplane's aluminum frame can trigger a reaction called amalgamation, eating through the metal structure within hours. So what does this mean for your daily life? The most common source of mercury exposure for most Americans is food. Canned tuna and large predatory fish carry methylmercury absorbed through the food chain. It has no taste, no smell, and no color. You would never know it was there. Dental amalgam fillings are another topic still under debate. And if you are replacing an old thermostat or tossing out CFL bulbs, do not put them in regular trash. Many hardware stores and local programs accept them for proper recycling. Mercury has been with us for thousands of years. The difference now is, we finally understand what it can do. And that understanding came at a very high cost. For thousands of years, mercury was a mystery that people admired, trusted, and willingly put in their bodies. It took poisoned emperors, trembling hat makers, and a brilliant scientist who lost everything to finally show us what it was truly capable of. The danger was never in how mercury looked. It was in how long it took for the damage to show. Some lessons cost more than they should, but knowing them, really knowing them, is the only thing that changes what happens next. What part surprised you most? Drop it in the comments. We read everyone. If you've got a topic you want us to look into next, let us know. And if we pick yours, we'll give you a shout out. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching Simple Why.